Hello, Sisters and Stars Hollow listeners. It's Julia. First off, I just want to say I'm so sorry we haven't posted in a while. As most people can relate to, life happens and you can't really predict it. And Alex and I actually recorded this episode a few months ago, but we were both really sick. You can probably hear a little bit of that in the recording. So it took us a while to get it recorded. And then Alex got better, and then I got sick again. So I was out for a few months. And then during all of that, Alex recently had a baby, which is so exciting, and we're so happy for her, and she's doing well, and the baby is doing well, but she's currently focused on taking care of her family, so she's been taking a little time off to take care of her family, which is understandable. So second, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's listened so far. There's been way more than either of us ever expected to listen, which is really cool and exciting. So thank you for the support. And third, I just want to say we're not going anywhere. We're not planning on stopping anytime soon. It just may take some time to get things rolling again. So please bear with us as we do that, and hopefully that'll be soon. We have a lot of fun ideas for the show and a lot more things we want to do that are interactive with the audience and the fans of the show, and we're really, really excited about it. So again, thank you to everyone who's listened so far, and I just wanted to tell you why we haven't posted in a while before you started the episode. So with that, here is episode 5.
Previously on Sisters and Stars Hollow.
What is that? That's chocolate-covered death.
Who the hell are those people?
I trusted you.
Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
Well, yes, I do.
La, la, la. It just felt like it was surprisingly grimy. Oh, we shouldn't have had that horseradish.
A classic frazzly morning.
Thanks, Lane, for suggesting that I set up a salt lick. You call me Ishmael Gilmore?
Oh, that was a really good little recap. That was such a good episode last time. I think we had a lot of fun.
Much fun with that. I'm so glad Nicholas could join us for that.
Same.
Especially for that episode specifically. I think there was just so much fun that happened in that episode. So
yeah. Well, as much fun as that episode was, I do want to say I'm really excited to talk about this next episode.
Yes. There's so much that happened in this one. It's like, okay, we're
going somewhere.
We're going.
We're going somewhere.
We are. Oh my gosh. Okay, but before we get into it, are you drinking any coffee right now?
No.
Do you have a caffeinated beverage?
I actually, I went against the format a little bit. I'm really sorry, but I'm drinking Diet Coke instead of coffee this time.
You know what? That's okay. I'll allow it.
Okay.
I'll allow a pass.
I love Diet Coke. It's my other favorite caffeinated beverage next to coffee.
Yes. I was going to try something different today, but then I was like, okay, the name of this episode is Cinnamon's Wake. And so I was like, I feel like I have to also drink the cinnamon roll coffee again. So that is what I'm drinking right now.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yes.
And it's my favorite, so I'm not upset about it. But next time I'll have a different flavor because I have another one I want to try. So
nice.
Can give a little review on that next episode.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have our coffee or caffeinated beverage. That's fine. And I'm really excited to get started and start talking about this episode. So I'm Julia.
I'm Alex.
And this is Sisters and Stars Hollow, Season 1, Episode 5, Cinnamon's Wake. Okay, so the episode opens and Lorelai, Rory, and Emily are at a Friday night dinner. Richard is away on travel. He has business in Germany. Emily brings up, she's like, oh, Claudia has died. And Lorelai's like, who is that? And Emily's like, oh, it's your cousin. And Lorelai's like, I've never met that person before. And Emily says, oh, it's your father's grandmother's sister's girl. And I wrote that down because I was like, oh, is this actually like someone you wouldn't know? Or is this someone like you put too many like words in there and it comes back to like, no, that's actually just like your first cousin or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense.
Wait, what was it again? She was like, it's your father's grandmother's sister's girl?
Yeah.
So, wait a minute. What? Wait, so that's the... that's not his aunt. That's his great aunt. That's Lorelai's dad's.
So it'd be his first cousin? It'd
Wait,
be Richard's
no.
first cousin? No.
No. No. His grandmother's
His grandmother's
sister's
sisters.
girl.
Okay.
That's like, if you think about our family, like think of
Yeah.
one of our grandparents, their siblings, and then one generation down. Those people are first cousins with our parents. So that's like Lorelai's dad's parent first cousin.
I see. Yeah, so
It's reasonable that Lorelai does not know this person. That's my conclusion.
yeah, I did come to the same one. Yeah. So it makes sense. But Emily is insistent that like, oh, we should go together as a family. Like it's a family funeral, whatever.
Can I also just say that I felt like I've experienced this exact conversation before in my life.
Yes, I was like, why does this feel vaguely familiar? Not even vaguely. I was like, I feel like this happened.
Oh, this feels familiar. Oh, this person died. Who is that? Wait, what?
Who is that? I'm like, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but I'm like, I don't know them.
Yeah, no, of course I feel bad. Like when that happens, it's just like funny when your parents know somebody that you're just like, wait, who is that? Like what? Like I'm sure other people experience that too. Like what?
Yeah, I think that's very relatable.
Oh, it's this person. You met them 20 years ago at this one wedding.
When you were a baby. It's like, well, I don't remember that.
It's like they came to visit us. You were 1 year old. It's like, okay. I feel bad. I do, but like I don't know them. I don't know.
Right. And that's basically what Emily is doing.
Right.
Trying to say like, oh no, you met them. And Lorelai's like, no. And Lorelai goes like, okay, well, I'm sorry. I just won't be able to make it this time. And Emily's like, well, I don't think Claudia's going to die a second time. Just made me laugh. But anyway, fades into the intro, fades out. We're at the Gilmore house, Rory and Lorelai's house. It's the morning, getting ready for school, getting ready for the day. And Rory tells Lorelai that like, shouldn't you be baking right now? It's the Chilton bake sale today. And Lorelai's like, I got it covered. And Rory's like, okay, but no, like they actually expect baked goods at this thing. like you can't just show up. She's like, I got it covered.
Yeah.
All right. She's like, let's go. Turn your music off. Rory opens her bedroom door and Lane is just in there dancing to Time Bomb. And I'm like, what? Why is Lane there? Lorelai's confused. I don't know. Lane had some thing like her mom thought she was doing something else. So I guess she was just at Rory's and then Lane just rushes off to school. I'm like, what? Why is Lane just there?
They have a very interesting like dynamic. Rory and Lane, I feel like.
They do.
They just kind of just like show up places, both of them, I think, do.
That's
just
fair.
show up in each other's lives. Wouldn't you say? I'm getting that impression, at least so far.
And they're just, and that's okay.
That's fine. That's
it's
fine.
Chill. Lorelai and Rory are leaving, going off to school. They're outside of their house. Babette and Maury stroll by. They're their next door neighbors, right? And they're carrying their cat in a little wagon for a little walk around town. Lorelai and Rory are just talking to Babette and Maury, and they see Cinnamon in her little cart, and Lorelai is like, "Oh, what's that?" and points to this little golden canopy that's on the cart, and Babette's like, "Oh yeah, that's Cinnamon's private area. She likes her alone time, just like Maury." I'm like, what?
It's like they like made this thing so the cat could go like in and out of the private area while they're out and about.
Yes. It was just funny.
Cute and funny. I don't know.
Cute and funny. And Rory makes a comment on, she's like, our town is so weird, which I just loved.
Yeah.
Because they accept it, but they also know, like, this is just there's a lot of interesting folks in this town.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they go about their day. Flash to Stars Hollow. The la-las are playing, and I'd just like to say these were not gritty la-las, as Nicholas pointed out. They were, like, nice. They were, like, you felt good. Rory's sitting on a bench. She's waiting for her bus to go to school. And who do we see? It's Dean.
Dean. He finally came back to the show. I've been waiting.
I'm so excited. I'm like, he's there. He's there anyway.
I need to get a Jared Padalecki sign and then just like hold it up while I'm watching this.
Anytime Dean appears, you're just like,
Like, yeah. Like I'm like cheering on the sidelines or something at a sporting event.
oh my God, that'd be hilarious. So it's Dean. Dean is back. He still lives there. He's still around.
Yeah.
He sees Rory sitting on the bench and he goes over to her as she gets on the bus. And she's lost in her book. And so he just sits behind her and kind of like scares her again a little bit, being like, hey, she's like, oh, I didn't see you, it's classic. He's just trying to talk to her a little bit. And she's being like, oh, yeah, okay, like not really engaging very much.
Yeah.
And he thanks her for like helping him get the job at the store and asking her like how long it takes to get to school, which she said was 40 minutes, which lines up with what we talked about last week where we were like, how long does it take her to get to school? So
yeah.
Anyway, I just was like, oh, filling in information here that we had questions
Context
on.
clues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just talking and then she's like, wait, oh my God, like this bus is going to Hartford. You have to get off the bus. And he's like, don't worry, buses make stops. And she's like, oh. And then he goes, goodbye, Lorelai Gilmore. And then does like a weird little twirl around the bus pole as he like gets off the bus. I'm like, oh.
I love that that's how you described that scene.
So what he did.
Because that scene like stuck out to me, like when he was getting off when he's like, you forgot something. Buses make stops, and he like got up and like something about it was like, what? But I didn't know how to like articulate why I felt that way.
That's why you felt that way. Okay. He did a weird like twirl around the pole.
I thought
it going off.
I thought maybe it was just the dialogue or just something.
And that too. Oh, it's just funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
But he's made a reappearance. He's establishing some dialogue with Rory. It was very, very exciting. Flash to Chilton. It is Chilton Bake Sale Day. And they pan over like the tables and you see a bunch of normal like cookies and muffins, cupcakes, that type of thing. Things that would normally be at a bake sale. And then it pans and you hear Suki describing what she has at her table. And you see all these decadent desserts. She's like, over here we have French fantasies, American treats, and Italian taste sensations. I'm like, wow, this is really doing it up. But good for, you know what? Good. Because Rory needs to show that like.
I know.
She can live up to these Chilton preppy people.
I was like, they're going to have the best booth at the bake sale.
Yeah.
I also was surprised earlier that Rory didn't already like just assume that, her mom was gonna recruit Suki to help with this.
Yeah, or like
because she was like, why aren't you baking? Or like, why aren't you doing this? Like her mom didn't like say anything like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring Suki and we're gonna do blah blah blah. Like she just kept it a surprise, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, she could have just told Rory, like, oh, Suki's bringing everything. Or they could have discussed it. I don't know why that had to be.
Yeah.
That, but.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
It sounded good.
It sounded good. It looked good. She had like a swan made out of a watermelon on the table. I'm like, wow, this is fancy stuff. Anyway, so Suki's like, all right, I got to add the final touch. And she's holding a blowtorch. And Rory's like, oh, like, can I do that? And Suki's like, whoa, like, no, this is a little more of a delicate procedure than you might think. Like, it takes an expert. As she goes to blowtorch whatever dessert she has, she sets the table on fire. Again, setting something on fire.
Again.
And Lorelai has to take from the table next to them like a cup of lemonade and throw it on the fire. And the ladies were pissed, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't be that upset.
Yeah, why were those ladies upset? Like, oh, you took some of our stuff. It's like, the table was on fire. Can you be like a normal person? Like, yeah.
Like, these parents are so annoying.
Yeah, why are all the parents at this school terrible?
Lorelai's like, oh, gee, what was that, $1?
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like, was she like kind of making fun of them? I don't know, but
I think a little bit. I think there was like an undertone of that a little bit.
yeah.
And she's like, well, I'll take 2. And she drinks 1. And she's like, tasty and flame retardant.
Yeah, that was good.
While they're at the bake sale, Max Medina appears.
Mr. Medina.
What?
Sorry, I don't know.
Oh my God. He's appeared again.
At the school where he works.
So it's not shocking that he'd be there. Comes to check out their dessert table and says, oh, well, it's good to see you, Lorelai. And she, she's like, oh, it's good to see you too, Mr. Medina. And like, he's like, well, you can call me Max. And she's like, Mr. Medina. Mr. Medina, like, very clearly like, no, we need to keep a very professional relationship. Lorelai introduces Max to Suki, they're talking all that stuff. Max pulls Lorelai off to the side and he's like, Lorelai, I would love for like the ice to thaw between us. Like, it doesn't have to be so tense. She's like, there's no ice. It's fine. And he's like, well, you kept repeating my full name. And she's like, no, it's fine, And he's just being like, I was just doing my job when I didn't let Rory take the test. Like, I didn't like it, but I just had to do it. And like, I hope you can forgive that. And, I think Rory's great. And I want to make sure that she does well at Chilton. And Lorelai's like, that's great. And Max says to Lorelai, like, I want us to be friends. And then he goes, I'm going to propose something here. Which, that terminology made me laugh because I feel like Leo says that to me like all the time. He'll be like, I have a proposition.
He does?
Like, yes. So it made me laugh. He's like, I have a proposition. I'm like, okay. And he's like, let's go to dinner and a movie on Saturday. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
It's like there's this like lead up to it. Like,
yes. It's cute. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's cute.
The way he
It's
makes
cute.
it sound is like he's going to say something like really like off the wall. Like,
yeah, either like just really like unexpected or just something really like surprising or just big or something. And it's just like, and then it's just something like, let's do this. Like,
yeah, like,
okay.
I have a proposition for
Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
I have a proposition for you. And I'm like, okay, what? And he's like, what if we got pizza on Friday? I'm like, that sounds great. Like,
that's cute.
it's cute.
That's really
It's
cute.
So yeah, she's like, I'm gonna propose something here. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not sure I'm gonna take it, but I'd like to see you sometime. And he goes, away from the ivy and the gargoyles. Away from the gargoyles. I was like, he mentioned the gargoyles.
Yeah. He knew
So-
about the gargoyles are there. That wasn't just a one-time flash by scene.
No.
There's gargoyles. at
There's
Chilton.
gargoyles. Confirmed
Yeah.
gargoyles. And she's like, are you like asking me out on a date? And he's like, well, like, yeah, I am. And and she's like, well, okay, I'm guessing if like the headmaster has all these rules, I doubt he's going to let you date a Chilton parent. And he's like, I've read the Chilton handbook and all the ethics, and like, there's nothing that prohibits it. So he's like,
He's done his research.
he's done his research. He's doing his due diligence.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. And she's like, okay, but like, it's probably an unwritten rule. Like, it's not going to look good. And he's like, well, do you want to go? And she's like, Rory will freak out, but do you want to go? But now they're parents. He's like, but do you want to go? And she's like, yes. And they're kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, what? Because she's conflicted.
Yeah.
And as they're talking, he's like, what if we go out for coffee? Let's just get a coffee. You like coffee. And she basically was like, that's my oxygen. That's how I breathe. And he's like, let's just have a very casual, no strings, obligations. Just get some coffee. Decaf coffee. It's safe. It's nothing safer than decaf coffee. And she's like, all right, I'm going to be in town because I take classes in Hartford at the local college. So, there's a coffee shop that I go to. And if you happen to be there at this exact time, there's nothing stopping us from running into each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. So, and they part ways. Flash to Stars Hollow. Rory and Lane are walking in town and talking. And Rory asks Lane, like, if you could live in any city in the world, where would you live? And Lane goes, Philadelphia. And Rory's like, really? Like, if you could live in any city in the world, you'd pick Philadelphia? Like, I mean, okay. And Lane's like, yeah. M. Night Shyamalan lives there. Which just made me laugh so hard. And Rory's like, who? Which I feel like Rory would know who that is, just because they watch a lot of movies. So I feel like that didn't track.
Agree. I agree that Rory would have known who that was. And also, what?
But also, wait, what?
This is just the most random reasoning for wanting to live in a certain place that I've probably ever heard.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
First of all, M. Night Shyamalan isn't even like that good of a director. Like The Sixth Sense was a good movie, but I'm pretty sure he's generally like not thought of as like this amazing director that's going to be forever remembered, which I feel bad saying, but that's just kind of, it's like, oh, you're like a fan of M. Night Shyamalan? Like, it's just very uncommon. That's all.
It's uncommon. If you're a fan of M. Night Shyamalan, it's because that his movies are so ridiculous. Like they try to be something, but they end up just like falling a little like flat.
With the exception of The Sixth Sense. His other movies,
exception of The Sixth Sense, yes,
do have a certain style to them. So I guess if that appeals to you, then that's fine. To each their own. But it's very like, I would say, I feel like an eccentric point of view to be like, not only do I like M. Night Shyamalan, but I like him so much that if I could pick anywhere in the world to live, I would want to go live in Philadelphia because he also lives there. It's like, whoa,
what? Okay, that's intense. I'm trying to think, like, the movies I've seen of his, I've seen a few now. So Sixth Sense, The Village, right?
Yes.
That was him. What's the one where the aliens?
Oh,
and the crop circles.
Signs.
Yes. Signs.
I like Signs. Actually.
Good stuff in Signs. And then that live action Avatar that came out, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, probably everything I've said so far about him is probably all biased by that. Which I've refused to. I still have never actually watched it.
You haven't?
No. I was just talking to Mark about this like yesterday, actually. He was like, we should just watch that movie. Like, you need to just watch the movie. Like, it's been enough time. And I'm like, yeah, I spent years not watching it on principle because I had a bunch of friends that watched it and basically told me everything that was wrong about it. And you. I know many people that have watched it and were so disappointed. Like, if you're a fan of the Avatar series, you're not going to like that movie, right? I didn't watch it on principle and I've never actually watched it.
That's fair. That's fair. I think, yeah, because enough time's passed and that Netflix live action is coming out.
Right.
Which I am really excited for.
Same.
It looks like it'll be really, really good. Hoping, fingers crossed. I think like watching it now, it would just be, you have to just do it to like complete the
just have completed the consuming of the content related to the series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I probably will.
So that's my take on M. Night Shyamalan. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, she wants to live in Philadelphia
so she can hang out with M. Night Shyamalan. Who wants to do that?
That's the most random thing I've ever heard.
Because Rory's like, well, what would you do there? And she's like, hang out with M. Night Shyamalan. And she's like, okay, don't be a career counselor, like guidance counselor or anything.
Don't be a career guidance counselor.
That's no good. As they're walking and talking, they come across Babette and Maury and Cinnamon. Cinnamon's still in her cart. Babette and Maury and Cinnamon aren't looking too good. Cinnamon's making some painful sounds. And Lane and Rory are like, hey, guys, like, are you okay? And Babette says they're dyspeptic.
Dyspeptic.
Oh. What is that?
I don't know what that is. I didn't look it up either.
Oh, we gotta look it up.
It's some type of you could tell it's some type of gastric issue, but
dyspeptic.
Should we look it up?
Having indigestion.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So they're not feeling good. That makes sense. And they're like, "Oh, we had too many clams. This is not a good look for Al's establishment." And Lane and Rory are like, "Al's Pancake World? You had clams at Al's?" Why would you do that?
You had clams at Al's Pancake World? They're like, we had a coupon. Like, okay.
We had a coupon.
All right.
So funny. I love that like everyone goes to Al's Pancake World for like such random foods. It's like the funniest.
Oh, is that a recurring thing? Has that happened before? Because I don't remember that happening in the other episodes. I mean, it happened now, but
Shoot.
does that happen?
I thought that happened in I thought that already happened at least once in a past episode.
I could have just forgotten. Okay, well, I will keep my eye out for that.
Where they brought up Al's Pancake World.
Yeah. I could just not remember it. It's
It
fine.
comes up again. It comes up again. There's a theme there with
There's
Al's
a theme where
Pancake
people
World.
go to
Yes.
Al's Pancake World and it's like, what? Like they were serving like some random food that's like,
Yes.
but it's like a pancake house.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Oh. Anyway, as Babette and Rory leave, Lane and Rory are still walking, and Rory spots Dean inside the store that he works at. And then Rory, like, acts super weird here. And I didn't understand this because if I was in her situation, I would want my friend to come in with me for what she was about to do. Okay, thank you. But then again, I don't know. She has more confidence and courage, but still, I would take Lane with me. Be like, here, just come into the store with
But it didn't strike me as like, oh, I'm confident doing this on my. It was like she didn't want Lane to know about it.
That's fair.
It was she didn't. It's not like she told Lane like, oh, I'm about to go do this. Like, I'm gonna go by myself or something. Like she like made up an excuse to try to get Lane to like go home so that she could go in the store. And I was like, why? Just tell Lane. Like,
Yeah, of anybody, you can trust Lane.
Yeah.
Like, she's your best friend.
right. So I was
I
a little
don't
bit.
know.
I was confused by that too. I'm like, oh, you don't want to like tell Lane that you want to go in the store because Dean is in there? Like,
Yeah,
just
or
tell her.
even if you don't, like, you just have, I don't know.
You could just be like,
moral
oh,
support.
Can we go in this store real quick? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. She
she'd be
would
like-
come with.
she
Well, she was going to actually.
She was going into.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rory's like, oh, wow, the store. Hey, listen, I got to pick up some stuff. And Lane's like, oh, okay. Like, what do you have to pick up? And she's like, just some stuff. So I'll talk to you later tonight.
Yeah, it was like so obviously hiding something, but yeah.
Well, Lane's like, what? Okay, well, because otherwise I have to go home. I don't want to go home. And Rory's like, home is good. Go home. And Lane's like, my home? Like, what,
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? You know how it is there.
Yeah. Like, you know my mom. Why would you say this? It's terrible.
That's terrible, but true. And Lane's like, okay. And then Rory's like, well, actually, yeah, I don't have to go in. And then there was like, okay, I guess I won't go home then. And she's like, great. And then it goes up. I don't know. There was this like
Back and forth, yeah. Right. And then Lane is just like, actually, I think I will go home. And Rory's like, okay. And then they
Okay,
just part
bye.
ways. Like,
Lane calls her a freak, And I would be offended too if I was Lane. I'd be like, all right, like that was
weird.
annoying
Like,
from my best
it was
friend.
annoying,
Like, all
yeah.
right, whatever. Lane leaves and Rory goes inside to the store. She sees Dean and Dean notices her and tries to wave. And then she just like runs and hides. And it's like,
Just
Right,
wave back.
please.
You
Just
can
wave
just wave back. That requires no like critical thinking at all.
yeah.
You could just wave and then keep walking. That would have been better than like, oh no, let me hide. I don't want to see you. Because that's what the signal that she's giving him, right? Like, it's annoying.
Like, oh, okay.
Because that's not how she
weird.
feels. Anyway.
Right. Anyway, so she runs and hides. As she's hiding, she bumps into Miss Patty. And this interaction. And she's like, Rory, hello. Try a plum. They're better than sex. And I was like, what? That's such an inappropriate thing to say. And she's like, and Rory's like, no, I'm good, thanks. And Miss Patty's like, fresh fruit always has such a sensuality about it. It's like what?
Miss Patty's kind of weird. But I also, like, she's very entertaining at the same time. Like,
Yeah, I didn't
And
realize how, like, into, like, sexual things she was.
Until you started examining everything she says.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of a theme.
Yeah.
Kind of a theme with her a little bit.
Like it always, like it has been, like I've kind of noticed that, but not to like this extent. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God. So she's telling Rory about the sensuality of fruit. And then Rory's like, yeah, that's not what I'm here for. And Miss Patty's like, well, what are you here for? And then sees Dean and she's like, oh, I see what you're here for. And Rory's like, no, it's not like that. It's just a person, just whatever, you know. And they're talking and Rory's like, yeah, I don't even really know him. Like, just please don't say anything to anyone, please. I don't want anyone to know about this. Miss Patty's like, okay, I promise I won't tell a single soul that you don't know that young man. And Rory's like, thank you. You're welcome. Then, in the back, they show Miss Patty, like, starting to talk to Kirk. He doesn't get mentioned as Kirk in this scene, but later in the episode, he gets mentioned as Kirk. And this is the first episode where he is actually Kirk, and that stays the same throughout the entirety of the show.
Cool.
And he goes back there and he's like, man, what are you doing? And she's like eating the plum.
Yeah, he comes over and says to her, like, you better pay for that. Like, you're eating the food off the shelf, you know? Like, you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And then her first reaction to him being, like, very firm about this is like, oh, so brusque. And I laughed so hard. This is, like, my quote of the episode. I was laughing so hard when I watched that. Because she just like
so brusque.
Yeah, she just looks at him like, oh, so brusque. Like this employee's like coming, like she's like not taking it seriously. She's like, okay, like that's her response.
Yeah,
I just loved that so much. I was like, this is the best. But yeah, he's being all firm with her and stuff, and I think she's just like, it caught her off guard, right? Like, of like, what is going on right now? Like, who is this?
Exactly, and she tells him like, I do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm allowed to do this. Like, I have an arrangement with this establishment, or like whatever she says. Like, I come here and I do this all the time. Like,
for years,
it's fine.
She says, for years.
And he's like, well, I don't know what other people have been telling you, but like, you can't just take free food. You know, not that exact quote, but like, that's what he tells her, like, very firmly.
He takes his job very seriously.
Yeah. And by the end of the conversation, she's like, oh, wow, okay. Okay, I guess.
Right,
like, I think she's starting to taking it seriously, but she's very taken aback by the end.
Yes, very taken aback. Pan to Rory. She's checking out at the store, and the cashier is like, is this all you want? A head of lettuce and some mouse traps?
Yeah, it was like a head of lettuce and a mousetrap or multiple mouse. I'm like, what?
It was
you couldn't have thought of anything else to buy here?
Traps. Buy literally anything else.
Buy literally anything else. Buy like, literally anything else. Like any other food.
Truly.
And anything but a mousetrap.
Yes. Like even like if she had bought lettuce and like another vegetable or like just something that like made mouse traps.
Yeah, why? Buy like a snack that you're actually going to eat. I don't know. You're in a grocery store. Like, really?
You guys snack all the time. Buy some chips or something. That's so like lettuce.
Yeah, be like, I just wanted to come by and get some chips. Like, that's a normal thing. Like, lettuce and a mousetrap.
Rory, come on. Come on. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
You know, the only thing that would have made that funnier is if she had bought cheese and a mousetrap.
That would have been really funny. Because then she would have had to, like, explain it. Be like, oh, do you have you have a mice problem? Like, no. Like,
yeah, like, wait,
okay.
What?
You weirdo. Like, what? Because you know that's what she would have done.
Yeah,
she would have come over and be like, no. She would be like, oh, do you have like a mice? Are you having a mice issue? And she'd be like, no. I'm doing a science experiment. Be like, oh, okay. Oh my God.
Oh man.
She doesn't even have enough money to pay for it. It's $2.25 and she only has $1. And so she just takes the lettuce and leaves the mouse traps. But Dean does come over and he's just like, oh, so it's A couple of must-have items you have right there, I guess.
Wasted opportunity.
It's casual conversation. He's not asking anything crazy. He's like, I can loan you the money. She's like, no, I'm fine. And so he's trying to like tease her a little, like joke around with her a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
it's not even teasing. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, you can you can use one half of the lettuce for the salad and then the other half to clobber the mouse with. Like, that was pretty funny. I would have laughed.
that's funny. I would have laughed too. Like, that's cute. That's fair. That's fair. You know.
Yeah, I would have been like, yeah, maybe I'll try that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, just anything.
Something.
He's like, and basically he's like, do you want a bag? She's like, I'm fine. It like runs out of there.
Like, why did you go into... She went into the store because she wanted to see him. I mean, that was made very clear. And then she, like, avoided all interaction with him as possible, like, as much as she possibly could, and then, like, rushed out of there. It's just like, okay, that's worse than if you just hadn't gone in at all, because now he saw you and tried to interact with you, and you were just like, ah, and just left.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I can relate to this a little bit. Just a little bit.
Again, I can relate to it, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't have... It only makes sense if she was, like, caught off guard in the situation. She was not, though.
That's
she put herself
fair.
into the situation.
In the situation.
Like, if the situation had been, like, she was in the store and ended up... Like, it ended up that he was also there, and then she, like, was caught off guard, and she had to interact with him, and she was nervous, you know, because she likes him or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I could understand the entire thing. But she went into the store to see him. So I'm like, what are you doing?
That's fair. You know, that's fair. I didn't even think about it like that. Because I was like, okay, my freshman year of high school, this one kid, Ryan, I remember this was after school. I was waiting to get picked up. I couldn't drive yet. And I think he was also waiting to get picked up. And we're just sitting outside. And like, yeah, he was a cute, I don't know, like, cute kid. It was whatever. Potentially liked me. And looking back, I'm like, I think that kid liked me, you know. And, you know, I didn't realize that at the time. But I was like, he was like, hey, Julia. I'm like, oh, hi. And he's like, so what are you doing this weekend? But not like asking me out kind of way, but just like trying to make general
like small
conversation. Yes. And I was like, nothing. I have no plans, but not like a nothing. Like, what are you doing? He was like, nothing. I don't do anything on the weekends. I'm a boring person. And I kind of like looked away, and he was just like, oh, okay. It was like, looking back, I'm like, Julia, God.
Yeah, no,
Why are you the worst?
I probably had similar interactions in high school. Like, actually, I probably definitely had similar interactions in high school. So I understand that. It honestly, the whole thing, it is appropriate for the age group. It is. It's realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic.
I guess the only reason that I'm just calling it out as like, if you were so nervous about talking to him, why did you put yourself into the situation?
Go into the store.
Like, that's the part that I don't get. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that she did that to herself there. She definitely did that to herself. Flash to a coffee shop. Lorelai meets Max coincidentally at the coffee shop, just like they said. She sits a seat away from him, and there's some, what I'll call, witty banter between the two of them.
There's a lot of actually, the whole conversation is witty banter, actually. Like, literally the entire conversation.
The entire conversation is just witty banter back and forth.
Which I'm okay with.
I mean,
I liked it.
That's Lorelai's personality for sure, and he was able to match it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like joking about that to each other, being like, "Oh, you're already tapped." Like, round
I
one
actually
of the
appreciated.
banter.
I was like, oh, so he's like, he can like do that with her. Like, okay.
That's a good match. That's good. That's good. So they're going back and forth, and she's just like, "All right, let's cut to the chase." And Max says, "I want a date." She's like, "Why?" And he's like, says something along the lines of like, "We're attracted to each other and we both want to do this, and I don't see why we shouldn't." And Lorelai's still making it really hard for him, like trying to poke holes in the entire thing of like why they shouldn't date each other. I thought it was funny. She was like, "Do you like rap music?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Me too." "Do you like Italian food?" And he's like, "Yeah, me too." And I'm like, that's a very those are very, very basic. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a normal thing to ask someone if you're dating them, I guess, or trying to figure out if you want to date them. But I was like, those are the questions you went with? Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, like, you're saying, like, are those going to be, first of all, are those deal breakers or something? Like,
Right. With how many holes she was poking in, like, why we shouldn't date, it was like, well, do you even like these things? And it's like, well,
why is that relevant? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at the time, but, like, yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah, right. So they're going, and then she's just like, Rory is my life. She's my pal. She's my everything. And I don't want to do anything that would hurt her. And he's like, okay, but she's not, she's not a baby anymore. She's going to grow up and like, this is okay. And she's like, oh no, I don't want to think about all that.
Meaning she doesn't want to think about her growing up. Yes. Like, she's like, I don't want to accept that she's growing up. Don't tell me that, which is kind of funny.
And while they're talking, like, this old man, like, comes and sits in between them.
Yeah, where does this dude come from? Like, they're clearly talking to each other. Like, it'd be like if they were just both just sitting there in silence, like, and it's like, oh, there's an open seat at the coffee bar, fine. But like, they were like in the middle of like a very engaged
leaning in
conversation, and he comes and sits in the middle of them. It's like, dude, do you have any spatial awareness?
Really? They're both talking to each other, talking about how, Lorelai doesn't want to think about Rory growing up, and Max tries to make a joke like, you can stunt her growth by, blowing a cigarette smoke on her or something.
Yeah.
And the old man just looks at him like appalled, and he's like, you are taking this out of context. Like, what are you doing? What are you even doing? Like, please go. Like,
yeah, you're taking this out of context. Also, he didn't say this, but he was thinking, what are you doing sitting here? Is the other thing.
Right.
But yeah, but the guy got up and left, so it was fine. It was just like, what?
That was fine. It was just like, who does that? Anyway. Max then goes on to tell Lorelai this story of his uncle that was in love with this girl, but went away to war to like fight and be worthy of her love. But then when he came back, she was gone. It was a long story. The whole thing basically summarizes to like, in your gut, like if you know something is right, go for it. Don't wait, because that chance might not be there later on down the road.
Right.
And she considers it, and he's like, what do you say? And she's like, all right, well, maybe you can take me out to dinner. Like, that wouldn't be such a bad idea, like, if we just go to dinner together. And she gives him her business card. This was back before you could exchange cell phone numbers. So I don't really know what that was.
Yeah. Well, she wrote on it, too. I think it was her business card. She probably just wrote her cell. Wait a minute. Did they not have cell phones? She wrote her home phone number probably on the back.
He already knows her home phone number.
Oh, yeah. What did she write on there?
I don't know. I was like, what is she giving him?
She was writing something, right? I think. I saw that.
No, she just maybe. I thought she just gave him
a
card. I was like, is that the Independence Inn card? I'm like, because he has her home phone. He called her last episode. So I don't know what that was. Plot holes.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought she was like writing her personal number on the business card, but you're right. He already had that number, so I don't know. But yeah, it was a business card.
Anyway, he takes it. He's like, all right, great. Like, I'll see you around. And then Lorelai's like, hey, wait, was that story about your uncle true? And he's like, goodbye, Lorelai Gilmore, and leaves. And I'm like, wait, what?
I didn't like that.
Answer the question.
It was so like, that was very contrived to me. Like, I was like, really? Oh, they're like injecting like an air of mystery into this conversation or something. Yeah. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do here. Like, just answer the question.
Just answer the question, please. Thank you. All right. Anyway.
Yeah. That was funny.
Fade to Luke's diner. Suki and Lorelai are eating at the counter. And Lorelai's just thinking, and she's like, life is a funny, funny thing, huh? And Suki's like, oh, yeah, I just love that Jim Carrey.
Totally goes over her head. Like, completely over her head.
Lorelai's like, what? She's like, Jim Carrey, he's just funny.
She's like, what are you talking about? Like, okay.
What? And Lorelai's like, yeah, Yeah, he is funny, but I didn't mean funny. I'm trying to be philosophical. She's like, okay, like why is life such a funny thing? And Lorelai's going on, she's like, I met this amazing guy, but the thing is, he's a teacher at Chilton. Max, you met him at the bake sale, and Suki's like, oh yeah, like trying to cheer her on, like, yeah, that's a good guy. And Lorelai's like, yeah, he's sexy, he's smart, he's funny, he likes coffee, he's good, and Suki's like, that's great, he sounds perfect. All the while, this seems to be a running theme where Lorelai's trying to talk to Suki about things going on in her life, and Suki just gets distracted by the food.
Yeah. Does that just like always happen? Because I
guess so. I guess it used to be happening. So while Lorelai's trying to talk, she's like, did you get onions? And Lorelai's like, no, I didn't get it. So she takes it upon herself to go behind the counter and just get the toppings and seasonings that she needs for her food.
Because Luke was there, but he like walked into the back or something. So there was nobody at the counter. It was empty. So I think she just is like impatient. She's just like, oh, I'll just go get the stuff I need, right? Like, so she goes behind there.
While she's back there, starts like adding seasonings to other people's dishes. And it's like this guy's eating, I don't know what it was anymore, but
an open-faced turkey sandwich or something like that. Like,
yeah. And she adds like lemon and cayenne to it or something. And he's like not impressed. It's hilarious.
He's just like, what? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Lorelai's, again, just telling her like, like just going through all the pros and cons of this. Like, I'm thinking about Rory, and I don't like to involve her in these things. If I bring somebody home, what if Rory gets attached and then it doesn't work out because of little things that I don't like about him, and now she's involved and all this stuff. Reasonable things to be worried about, I would think. I just love the one part though where Lorelai's just like, but at the same time, it'd really be great to, get, And
Yeah.
Suki's like, what?
What? What are you talking about?
Like, And so he's like, no, I don't get it.
Like, what?
What? She's like, I know. He knows. The guy next to me knows. And he flash over to him. The guy that was ununimpressed by Suki dressing his stuff was just like, yeah, I know. I know what she's talking
it's
about.
totally just like deadpan, like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh my God. And while that happens too, Luke comes out of the back and is like, hey, Suki, like, get out from back here. You're not supposed to be back here. And they're fighting a little bit. But Lorelai's just saying, like, okay, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'll tell Rory. And if there's any ounce of weirdness about it, I'll cancel. The timing has to be right. It's a delicate situation. And she says to Suki, it's like one of your souffles. If you don't do it right, it's a disaster. And Suki goes, and you have to order it 45 minutes in advance. And I was like, what? No, I'm not. That doesn't. It's like my souffle,
My souffle? Like, what? That's not what we're talking about.
It's like, I'm trying to make a metaphor,
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. But as they're finishing up talking, Rory runs in and is concerned. She's like, Mom, you have to come quick. It's Cinnamon. So flash to Babette and Maury's house. Lorelai and Rory are running in, and Babette's like, oh, come in. Like, yes, Cinnamon has passed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And this is just hilarious because Babette is like, oh, I know. She looked like she was sleeping. I thought she was asleep. So I nudged her and she didn't wake. So I gave her a push and she rolled off the couch. But since I just waxed the floor, she went shooting across the room and she knocked over a lamp. And when she didn't move, I knew it was over. I was like, oh my God.
That was so good. Like, what? Okay.
What did you do?
You threw your cat across
God.
the room. Oops.
Yeah. Maury's like, oh God, it was the clams. The clams killed her. And the doctor is like, no, it wasn't the clams. She was a very fat old cat. It made sense that she passed. Yeah.
The doctor's like, no, it wasn't the clams. Well, and the doctor tells them that the cat was 260 years old in human years.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
Like, wow.
That's like pretty significant.
It's very old. Yeah.
Yeah. That cat lived a long time.
Flash to the whole town is arriving at Babette and Maury's house to pay their respects to this cat. They're just showing the different parts of the the way. Both Luke and Suki brought in food to cater, and there's a little bit of like a rivalry forming between them about like how they do things and present things. Suki had this like whole plan laid out, and then Luke just throws the food on the table.
Too. That it almost reminded me of like that scene in Parks and Rec in the one episode where like there's a competition between Have you seen all of Parks and Rec? Oh,
yes, definitely.
Ron Swanson is like, regular beef will always be better than like veggie burgers. Like no matter what you do. Who's other guy? Chris is like, no, I bet you I could like make a veggie burger that people like better than your like beef burger or whatever. And Ron was like, you're on whatever. They have this whole competition where like he goes to like Food Mart and gets like the cheapest like beef and
food and stuff.
Food and stuff. Thank you.
Yes. That's like a running joke with me and Leo. It's like food and stuff. It's really funny.
He's like, here's some meat I picked up at Food and Stuff. Like, because Chris, he like had all this fancy, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, here's some meat I picked up at Food and Stuff. It just makes the burgers, and everyone's like, no, these ones are better. It totally reminded me of that because it was like a similar, like, she was like, oh, doing all this fancy. She's like, it has to flow right. This has to be placed here. This has to be like this. And Luke comes in and is just like, all right, everybody dig in. And everybody just goes for his stuff.
It was awesome.
I was like, yeah, that's so awesome.
So while that's happening, Dean arrives. He's dropping off like soft drinks and things that he brought from the store. Rory happens to be the one that answers the door when Dean arrives. And they're both like, oh, hi. Wow. And Rory just starts blabbering like, I wasn't expecting you. Or me. You. I mean, come on in, you. And it's like, I loved the line. I mean, come on in, you. It was just like, so
yeah, see, that interaction made more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because again, it was unexpected, and you're like flustered. Yeah.
Right. And Dean's kind of like, okay, whatever, and like walks away. And Lorelai sees this too, and she's like, oh, do you know him? You know, and Rory's like, yeah, no, well, he goes to my old school, so I see him sometimes, but I go to Chilton now. And Lorelai's like, thanks for the update.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, man. While this happens, they pan to the Gilmore house. And you see Max is arriving for a date. He shows up on the front porch.
Before we go to that, can I just ask a question about what, like, I'm assuming that this will be explained one day, maybe, but what is up with the doors in their house? Like the doors and the chandeliers?
Babette and Maury's house?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Their layout is like...
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. But I thought their layout of their house was really weird. No.
It's not just the layout. It's like every single door, people have to like duck their head to like go inside of the doorway. Like the door to the outside, like when people were coming in and out of the house, they had to like duck to like get in. And the door, like the opening from like the one room to the other room in their house was the same way. And there was like I don't remember exactly which room it was in, but there was like a chandelier or some type of light fixture too that was like so low that people were like ducking to like go around it. And I was like, why is their house like this? And it was just never explained. Like what?
That's funny. I don't know that I have an answer for that, but you're right.
Okay.
Like not... I remember seeing those things where I was like, oh, I don't even know. But I guess what I thought was weird, like there was a scene where like Lorelai is helping Babette like wash dishes and just like sit on a stool. And I was like, what? Like the kitchen was like small and weird. The layout was so weird.
The layout is weird and like things are like weirdly like missized. They're like small or like they're not, I don't know. It was just, it was strange and it wasn't explained. And I'm like, does this like have an explanation later? Like, do they live in a house that wasn't designed normally for some reason? Like, I don't know. I was laughing about it. I'm like, it was like this background like joke that was happening the whole time that they were at this place.
No, it's funny you point that out because I like didn't necessarily notice that, but I did at the same time. I just didn't write it in my notes. But yes,
okay,
right.
Okay,
it's just like, what? I think it's just like, again, like they have like a chaotic nature about them.
Yeah,
too,
it makes
so
sense.
Like adds to that feeling. Yeah, but I don't think that's explained necessarily.
Okay.
So they pan to the Gilmore house, and Max has shown up for a date with Lorelai, who sees him first, but Rory. Rory sees that Mr. Benita is on her doorstep, and Lorelai hasn't told Rory yet that she's gonna go out with him. And so Rory's like, Mom, like, what is Mr. Medina doing on our doorstep? Am I in trouble? Like, is the school call or something? Like, what's going on? And Lorelai's like, no, nope. I'm gonna just go talk to him real quick. It's just Max. Rory's like, Max? Like, you're calling him by his first name? And she's like, yeah, he's just, he's here to pick me up. Rory's starting to get this head. She's like, oh my gosh, like, you were gonna go on a date with him? Like, oh my God. And Lorelai says, like, let me just go talk to him real quick. So she runs over there and she's like, hey, hi, like, I'm so sorry. I should have called sooner. I was at the neighbor's house and Max is like, you're canceling. And she's like, I know, it's so last minute. I didn't want to do this. I just forgot about our date. And he's like, okay, like, great. Like, glad I'm so memorable. Like, that's a terrible thing to say to somebody. But,
I know.
So
Like, why would you? I was gonna say, like, you told him you forgot about the date. You could have explained another way.
Yeah. But anyway, and so she's like, it's just, there was a little bit of emergency. Our neighbor's cat died. We're having a wake for the cat. And he's like, okay, like, that sounds like it's BS. Like, whatever, just,
Yeah, which reference he's like, okay, if you didn't want to go, you could have just told me you didn't want to go. He's like, you can't come on our date because a cat died. Like, okay, and it's like, no, really, no. You know what I wanted to say in this moment? I would have been like, it's happening right there. Like, you just look over and see all the people there. Because he was like, oh, I don't believe you, because like normally that does sound kind of like far fetched, but like, they could see the wake.
It was literally right there.
It was
just
right
be like, look, there's all these people.
Do you see all these people? Do you see all these cars? Do you see all these people right there? Like, they're having like a wake next door, and I was helping to like plan it because this just happened today. Like, the evidence was right there. He didn't have to like just believe it. I don't know, but
yeah. No, I agree. But yeah. And she's like, no, seriously, I'm telling the truth about the cat. Like, please don't read too much into this. I really want to go out on a date with you. Please call me and we'll reschedule. I promise that's what I want. And he's like, are you sure? And she like, cross my heart and hope no other neighborhood pets die on that day. And he's like, all right, I'll call. And they basically leave it at that. Flashback to inside of the wake. The camera's just panning around the house. There's a bunch of different people in there. Suki and Luke are getting along again. There's another meeting between Kirk and Miss Patty. And Kirk goes up to her and Miss Patty goes, oh, well, if it isn't Kirk, the jerk.
Yeah.
And he apologizes to her and she forgives him and it's all good between the two of them. And all the while this is happening, Lorelai is kind of looking around for Rory. She can't find her because she wants to go, talk to her about what just happened and explain the situation. Flash to Rory. Rory is by herself in the dark outside. And there's like all these gnomes everywhere, like 8 large gnomes. And I was struggling to find like a spooky moment in this episode, but I think this is my spooky moment of the episode.
That's a good point, actually, because I was also struggling with something spooky. But I think this is a good one.
I think this is a good one. She's like in this like dark corner in the woods outside, and there's all these like large gnomes around. And then someone comes out of the darkness being like, hey. And she jumps and she's like, oh, you scared me. And it's Dean. And he's like, hey, like, look, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. And she's like, for what? And he's like, well, I've been kind of bugging you lately. And I thought like, I kind of liked you and I thought maybe you liked me, but it's obvious that you're not interested. So I just wanted to say that like, I get it and I'm not going to bother you anymore. Mature.
It was very mature.
I
was
mature.
impressed.
I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, that's all the signals she's given you, so
right.
That's fair. And so he goes to walk away, and she's like, wait, I am interested. And he's like, you are? And she's like, yes, I gotta go. And then she runs away.
Yes, and then like runs away again. And it's just like, ugh. I just like want to like facepalm. Can you just have like one normal conversation with this person? Like, come on.
I know.
That would have been the time to do it. Like he literally just told you
Yes. Oh,
that he was
so
interested. Anyway.
Anyway, but she tells him, so there's something happening there. Anyway.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. Flash to Lorelai finds Rory. Lorelai says to Rory, she's like, so that man on the porch was your teacher. And Rory's like, okay, I'm a little behind in school, but I'm not that behind. I know who that was. Oh my God. That was funny.
Yeah, I like that.
And Lorelai is like, okay, so basically, we're going to start hanging out together, like going on dates and things. Like, is that, okay? And Rory's like, how long have you been dating him? And Lorelai's like, I haven't. This was going to be the first time. And so Rory's like, well, when were you going to tell me about this? Like on your wedding? Like what? Like, what the heck? And Lorelai's like, well, by the rehearsal dinner at least.
Yeah.
And Rory, rightfully so, is like, okay, but he's my teacher. And like, it's a very small classroom. And, if other kids find out about this, they're not going to be high-fiving me. This is weird. And Lorelai says to Rory, like, you're mad at me. And Rory's like, yeah, I'm mad at you, but not because of that, not because you're dating him, because like you lied to me. And I just, I wish you had been able to tell me this information.
And she says, if you don't want me to date him, I won't date him at all. I promise. Like she like volunteers that even though like Rory hasn't said that at all. And I was like, 5 minutes ago, you told Max that you were like, no, I really want to date you. Like I definitely will reschedule. I don't know. It just felt a little bit like, okay. Like, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you. It's like, wait a minute. As they arrive home, the phone is ringing. They're actively getting a phone call. And Lorelai answers. It's Emily. It's her mom. And Emily's like, I've been trying to get you all afternoon. Where have you been? This whole time, Rory's like, don't tell her. Do not say this. This will not go over well.
Yeah.
And so Lorelai's like, well, I was at a wake. And she's like, oh my gosh, like a wake for who? And Lorelai's like, for the neighbor's cat. And there's a really long pause. And Lorelai's like, hello? and Emily's like, hold on. I'm looking up aneurysm in our medical dictionary to see if I just had one. It was so funny. I love that quote. It's so good.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
Lorelai's like, I was just trying to be honest with you. And Emily's like, you went to a cat funeral? You skipped your own cousin's funeral for a cat? And Lorelai's like, not my cousin, Mom. My father's grandmother's sister's girl. Anyway.
I think that was a nice callback because at that point in the episode, like, you kind of have forgotten about that whole conversation that happened at the beginning. At least I did. Like, I'd forgotten about it. And then they come all the way back around. And it's like, brings it back. And it's just like, oh, yeah, that was today, too, wasn't it? It's like,
yeah.
or like, oh, that was today. Like, it was just like, it was good.
It was good. It was good. And I love, when they ended it too, like, and Lorelai's like, it's late, Mom. Like, I have a big day tomorrow. Like, okay. And Emily goes, oh, what? You're going to a raccoon's wedding? So they end the phone call. Lorelai and Rory are talking again. And Lorelai says, like, so, we never did quite settle the whole dating your teacher issue. And I won't go out with him if you don't want me to. It's whatever you want. Please, just let's talk about it. And Rory goes, I'll have to get back to you, and like shuts herself in her room. And so Lorelai's like, oh, great. And then Rory immediately opens the door and is like, hey, do you think you could keep him out really late on Thursday night? Because I have this oral exam on Friday and I really love him to sleep through it. And Lorelai is laughing and happy, knowing that's, her saying she has approval, I guess, to do it. And Lorelai is like, I'll do my best. The show fades and ends on that. And it's a happy, good note.
Yay.
Yay. And that's the end of episode 5.
I really liked this episode a lot. Like, it felt to me very like what I was expecting Gilmore Girls to be, if that makes sense.
Yes. No, it does. It really does. Yes.
Like it had a lot. It
finally
just had a
there.
good mix of like, yeah, we're finally there. Like it had a really good mix of like humor and some seriousness, I guess, a little bit, but like not
Little bit,
really that much, I guess. But and the
Yeah.
like romantic storylines also like all together. Like it was just nice. It was a nice episode.
It was. I agree. Again, I know I say this every time. Like, we're just beginning. We're just beginning.
Yeah, you do. You say that every time. So you do still think it's very, very like preliminary at this point, based on what you know is coming.
Yes, but truly the start. Like those first few episodes where there was so much setup.
Yeah.
This was a good like, okay, Lorelai is struggling to figure out if she should date Max or not, and Rory is struggling to figure out if she should date Dean or not. And this is like a good parallel episode for the two of them. Like a lot of episodes have parallels between Lorelai and Rory and like what's going on in their life.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Cool.
This is the beginning. This is the beginning of like we're really getting into like those characters, and like a lot of who they're dating affects what's happening in the show. So it's a really big part of it. So yeah.
Okay, I can
good.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, let's go through our end of the episode segments.
Yes.
So first of all, fashion ins and outs. I actually didn't write any down for this one, which I'm realizing now. Like, there wasn't anything that stood out to me as like a fashion out, but there was also nothing that stood out to me as like a fashion in. I know Rory was wearing her school uniform in some parts of the episode, which is just a normal, no comment, neutral. I think I liked what Lorelai was wearing in general, because she actually wore some like casual clothes that were like nice looking this time. Like I feel like in all the other episodes, she's either in like really professional stuff or she's wearing something like ridiculous. Like it's
Weird.
like there's
Yeah.
nothing like in between. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I do. Well, it's funny you say that because for my notes on that, I was like, I generally liked both what Lorelai and Rory were wearing. Like at the wake and stuff, Rory had on very casual clothes, but it looked normal. Everything Lorelai was wearing was very tame. It was nothing too like out there. So I a general like, yeah, I think she just had a good fashion choices this episode. Both of them did.
So spooky moment of the episode. We did talk about the scene towards the end where Rory is sitting alone in the dark in a garden full of large gnome statues. That can be
I think that's definitely
potentially-
a spooky moment
potentially
of
spooky.
the episode. And Dean like shows up scaring her out in the darkness,
Yeah. That's really the only thing. The only other, this isn't really it's not a spooky moment, but like if you were to like put certain music behind it, it could be like the only
Okay.
other moment in the episode that I would say would be like, I'm laughing at myself here. When she has the awkward conversation with Lane outside of the grocery store, because it's very just like, I have to do something. It's just like, what? Okay, fine, I'll go home, you freak. It's just like, like, so
Yeah, I like that.
that would be my
With the
like
different
runner up,
music.
I guess. But yeah,
Yeah,
I would need
yeah,
like
that's
it would like a certain music behind it or something. But like the dialogue itself could be considered like, wait, what? Like, what's going on here? Like, if it was taken out of context almost. But,
Right.
yeah. Okay. Do we have a wholesome moment of the episode?
Well, what I put down for this was like the whole town coming together for Bat and Maury's like the wake, like the whole town clearly cared about Bat and Maury and Cinnamon too, and it was like a really nice like, wow, like it showed you a nice like view of how the town is involved in each other's lives, but also cares about everybody there,
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a good point. I agree with that. What I had written down, this is such a small thing that happened, but in the scene when they originally went over to Babette and Maury's house and the doctor or the vet was there, and they were like comforting them. At one point, Maury goes, "I'll never eat clams again," and Rory's like sitting next to him, and she just goes, "Me either." And I was like, "That's so sweet." Like, That's such like a nice like solidarity thing to say to somebody. Like, I'm never gonna eat clams again either. Even though like the doctor just
Yeah,
told
but-
them like that wasn't why your cat died. Like, I don't know. I was just
Was
like,
she
that's just
saying-
really sweet. It was just like a sweet moment.
That is sweet. That is sweet. I was like, was she saying that because like, yeah, I'm not gonna eat clams at Al's because that's clearly like made
I
you
don't know.
sick.
Like they weren't talking. Yeah, maybe that's what you meant. I didn't interpret it that way though, because Al's was not like mentioned there or anything. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like
that's fair. Yeah.
it just the way that it was shown or like presented just like made me be like, oh. So
No, that's
what I
nice.
had.
I like that. I like that.
Romantic analysis. We've pretty much talked about it already, but I guess we can get more into it. Like I definitely think. Well, and actually, I'm going to merge this with the predictions as well here. This discussion.
Yes.
I feel that, and you kind of sort of alluded to this a minute ago, but it seems like actually there might be significant episodes of like plot development with what's going on with Lorelai and Max and also Rory and Dean. Like, I have some confidence that both of those storylines are going to actually like go somewhere and things are going to happen. So I'm excited to see what happens and where it goes. And I think there is going to be more like focus on that. Like in the coming episodes, I guess. Cause like really, Lorelai, they didn't really go on a date still. Like at the coffee date, like kind of was, but like not really.
It was
like
a
it
weird
wasn't
pre-date thing. Like,
yeah, it was almost like a
between the two of them.
I wouldn't really, yeah. Like I think, like I was kind of expecting it to be like when they, set that up in this episode, but then it wasn't really. Like it was more of like a let's talk in private about this kind of a situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want them to like go on an actual date. Like I want to see how that goes. And I feel the same way about Rory and Dean. Well, because they've been setting that up since the pilot, so I've been waiting for that. But
yeah, that's very. You have been waiting for that one for a while.
So yeah, I've been waiting for something to happen there. So like, can something happen with this storyline? But I think they're finally going to do it.
Finally,
they're finally going to go forward with the story.
Episode.
I mean, so
yeah, I mean, this is the first episode we've seen him since the pilot, so he's not going to get taken away.
That's true, actually. Yeah, because he was mentioned last episode, but we didn't see him.
Yes, right. We didn't see him. This was the first time we actually saw him again. So exciting stuff.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, good.
How are my predictions, Julia? Pretty.
I mean,
well, I guess I don't know if you want to comment, but so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good. Like I said, I don't really want to give anything away, but all I'll say is I think you'll get what you want.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 5. Can't believe we've already done 5 episodes. That's really exciting.
I know.
Next time we'll be watching episode 6, Rory's birthday parties.
I'm excited to see what happens there. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on. Until next time, keep the coffee flowing.